Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Cobbs Creek Reservoir. You know, we're gathered along the James River in Cumberland County, and it's about 45 miles upstream from Henrico County. Now, we're not lost, actually, quite the contrary. We're here with our Board of Supervisors and special guests to celebrate an achievement that speaks to the vision, leadership, talent, ingenuity, professionalism, and creativity for which Henrico County is known. Before we proceed, I'd like to introduce members of our board, our chair, Mr. Tyrone Nelson of the Varina District, Vice Chair Dan Schmidt of Brookland, Supervisor Roscoe Cooper of Fairfield, Supervisor Misty Roundtree of Three Chopt, Supervisor Jody Rogish of Tuckahoe. Now, also joining us this afternoon is retired Henrico County Manager Virgil Hazelett with members of his family who have traveled from far and wide to be here this afternoon. The celebration to the Hazelett family would not be complete without you. We're here and broadcasting via live stream to mark a milestone for not only Henrico, but also our region, the Commonwealth, and one of its natural resources, our beloved James River. That milestone is the substantial completion of the Cobbs Creek Reservoir. We made that declaration official on Friday. It means that Bentley Chan, where's Bentley? Bentley and the Public Utilities Dream Team have now accepted operational control. And there's no pressure that comes along with that, Bentley. The Cobbs Creek Reservoir, all 1,100 acres, and an investment of $300 million is great for Henrico and our future because it will help ensure that the James River remains a reliable source of public water for decades to come. Without question, decisions like the one to build this reservoir are nothing short of monumental. They can change a community's trajectory forever. Just look at the challenges that communities face out west, particularly in the Colorado River Basin. If you don't have access to water, you don't have much of a future. Your community will not grow. Because of Cobbs Creek Reservoir, Henrico is authorized to draw an additional 47 million gallons of water per day from the river. This covers our needs for today as well as the future. We're also able to offer some of that capacity to other localities in the region, and we'll be having conversations about that, which will help them meet their needs while reducing the cost to our customers. We'll do all of this safely and without harming the river. Now, behind me, if you look at it, you know, this reservoir is massive, with a capacity of nearly 15 billion gallons. We'll be able to meet our needs and protect the river by releasing water into the James as needed when river levels are low, just like they are now. It took us many years to get to this point. It also required not only tremendous vision, but also boldness. Just imagine, and I'm going to take you through a little bit of a story here because the story needs to be told. Just imagine trying to make the case to elected officials, residents, and others that you're going to take public dollars and buy more than 1,000 acres of land in a neighboring community. And on that site, you're going to build what is essentially a large lake. On top of that, it'll be a couple of decades before any public benefit is realized. The fact that we're here today is a credit to Henrico's leadership. The Board of Supervisors who served during that time, I'm going to name them: Frank Thornton, Pat O'Bannon, Dick Glover, Dave Cackley, and Jim Donati. It's also a credit to the vision and outstanding management provided by then County Manager Virgil Hazelett and his staff, specifically Art Petrini, Bob Pinkerton, Tim Foster, and Bill Moyer were instrumental in the work that ultimately leads us to today. The idea for this reservoir, talk about long-term plays, was born more than 22 years ago, in 2002, during a record drought in Virginia. Initially, and our residents need to know this, 52 sites up and down the James were considered. And from a short list of 3 sites, this spot in Cumberland County along Cobbs Creek was deemed the best. At first, the reservoir was going to be a collaborative effort between Henrico and Cumberland, and later Powhatan agreed to be a partner. But as the planning progressed and a permit was issued, it became clear that Henrico County would be the sole owner. For communities, few communities are equipped to handle a project of this magnitude, but stay tuned on that front. And before construction could start, we had extensive work to do. We had to relocate utilities. Some of you may know this, but we actually had to relocate the largest pipeline on the East Coast that traversed this property. We also had to acquire more than 1,800 acres, a total of 39 parcels and 5 easements. Under Virginia law, localities can initiate condemnation proceedings to buy land for a reservoir and other public uses. But that has always been a tool of last resort for our county. Whenever possible, we seek solutions that are amicable and that work for everyone, willing buyers and willing sellers agreeing to a fair price. In the case of Cobbs Creek, all the landowners banded together and were led by a gentleman who was also a professional surveyor. You may remember Virgil. His name was Mr. Edmund Burris. He and a few members of our team in 2013 agreed to meet for lunch at the county seat restaurant in Powhatan. And it's a neighborly place with pretty amazing pie and even better hamburger steak. But the surveyor had done his homework. He had rented the back part of the restaurant and was equipped with all sorts of data and maps on boards. And he had braced for a protracted fight, if you will. But after we finished our hamburger steak, we settled on a price that was fair for everyone, the landowners and our utility customers. Ultimately, Henrico County paid $1 million more than what was envisioned so that we would not have to go through that condemnation procedure, but the per acre price became the basis for all of our ultimate land purchases. So we did not have to go to court. That, ladies and gentlemen, underscores how we operate in Henrico. Affectionately, that day we had that hamburger steak. We ultimately refer to it internally as the $1 million hamburger steak. But where's Andrew Newby? So Andrew Newby's predecessor, I came back and I handed him a napkin with a per acre sales price and 2 signatures on it. And that then former county attorney asked me, "What is this?" I said, "That, sir, is a sales contract." And ultimately, that's how we were able to tie up all the property. But then moving along, and I think this story, I am taking a little more time than I normally do, but this is really a remarkable story. Along the way, there was engineering, surveying, and studies. DEQ and other authorities reviewed and signed off on our plans. Finally, in 2016, we started preliminary site work, including extensive excavation and grading. In 2017, the Board of Supervisors awarded the county's largest ever construction contract, $137 million. Mr. Nelson, Mr. Schmidt, I believe you were on that body when it was awarded. At the time, Cobbs Creek Reservoir was the largest public capital project in the Commonwealth of Virginia. It remains the state's largest municipal reservoir in terms of acreage, volume, and investment. It's worth noting that Henrico Public Utilities became certified with a AAA rating for water and sewer revenue bonds in 2019, while it was in the throes of financing and delivering the reservoir. Bentley, you continue. Your team just continues to knock it out of the park. This top rating is held by just over a dozen public utilities in the United States. Fast forward to October of 2022, construction brought the main dam to its ultimate height of 160 feet. And this past June, we began testing, pumping water to begin filling the reservoir. Now, finally, and this is why I took so much time, finally, after 22 years, we're here with our board and each of you to celebrate this remarkable achievement. A marvel of civil engineering, a testament to incredible vision and leadership, and another example of what makes Henrico County a great place to be today, tomorrow, and in the future. We expect Cobbs Creek Reservoir to be full and operational in 2025. That does assume that we'll eventually get some rain. If you've got a special rain dance, please feel free to practice it for us. Mother Nature needs all the help she can get. I want to thank everyone who has played a role in getting us to this day. Members of the Board of Supervisors, both past and present. My predecessor as county manager, Mr. Virgil Hazelett, and his team mentioned earlier. Bentley Chan and our public utilities staff, as well as our team of consultants, engineers, and attorneys. DEQ, the State Water Board, and the Army Corps of Engineers, as well as the Board of Supervisors and community of Cumberland County. In addition to the reservoir's primary role as a resource for public drinking water, we're proud to share what will be a wonderful recreational amenity with public access for boating and fishing. And I also must here thank Henrico's residents for their patience and trust. Thank you for allowing us to take on a project of such enormity. Without question, Cobbs Creek Reservoir is about ensuring our future. With it, we will have the water to meet the needs of our community and deliver the future that our residents want and deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming out, and at this point, I'd like to pass the program to our board chair, Mr. Tyrone Nelson, for another announcement.
Thank you, Mr. County Manager. Today, we celebrate a milestone that will ensure Henrico's future for generations to come. While we're out here, though, there's another accomplishment we must recognize first. It's my honor to announce that the Henrico County Department of Public Utilities was recently selected as having the best tasting water in Virginia at the American Water Works Water Distribution Seminar and Utility Rodeo, better known as AWWWDSUR. The water was judged on clarity, on flavor, odor, and aftertaste. And we knocked it out the park. And now there's still one more bit of business to take care of. We didn't come all of this way just to show off this reservoir. As we near the project's finish line, we also must honor a person whose leadership made all of this possible, Mr. Virgil Hazelett. Virgil served as Henrico's county manager for 21 years, from 1992 through 2013. But his roots go back much further, more than 40 years. From the time he joined the county as his first traffic engineer, Virgil's focus was always on his infrastructure. He understood the importance of planning ahead. He knew that access to clean, reliable water would help position the county for success in the future. In the 90s, when many communities were looking to short-term solutions for their water needs, Virgil took a long view. Under his leadership, Henrico secured a historic water agreement with the city of Richmond, and in 2004, the county opened its own water reclamation center. But Cobbs Creek Reservoir may ultimately be the most enduring part of his legacy. When officials in other localities wavered, Virgil pushed forward. When the Great Recession put financing in question, Virgil remained steadfast. He recognized that Henrico would be able to grow and thrive if it had the water to do so. So on behalf of our county and its Board of Supervisors, I am proud to announce a new name for this magnificent facility, the Virgil R. Hazelett Reservoir at Cobbs Creek. Virgil, you didn't just help build the foundation of Henrico, but you helped secure it long term. In all its vastness, the Virgil R. Hazelett Reservoir at Cobbs Creek is a reminder that leadership always sees beyond the horizon. At this time, I'd like to invite Virgil and his family to join us, and I think we just unveiled the sign. So we're going to skip that part, and you guys will take a picture at the end. But now, sir, we're proud to honor you today sincerely. Your magnificent 21 years. Hopefully you're able to see some of the fruit of your labor. So Virgil, the microphone is yours.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Mr. Manager, it's not often that I'm taken by surprise, but you have really done that today. Not only the aspect of my family being here from far and wide, but of this sign here. I don't have any prepared remarks. I'm extremely humbled by what you have done, and I'm extremely proud of what Henrico County has done in this effort. I have toured the entire place today. It is beyond comprehension. If you are not an engineer, if you don't know how some of these things work, you would not believe it. It is incredible. But I would also tell you that for the longest period of time, the water wars between the city of Richmond essentially and Henrico County were difficult. And yet it told me that we had to move forward for the future of Henrico County. We resolved that, and the Board of Supervisors and City Council accepted the recommendations of the city manager and myself, and we were able to move on. That was with the water treatment plant and provision of services to the city of Richmond through portions of our own plant. And I'll say that then this came about. I could not have done anything without something that a lot of people around me understand. And that is when you have a vision and when you have a gut feeling, you gotta do something about it. And we started this, not knowing how long it would take, but knowing full well that for Henrico County and future generations, we had to do this. And I am so very, very proud that it is here. Mr. Manager, I thank you Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I thank you and the previous board. It has been a privilege and an honor to serve Henrico County. Thank you.
All right, we're going to make this official with a toast. So everyone get your commemorative cup filled with some of Henrico's award-winning water. And on the count of 3, let's raise our cups to hard work, to vision and leadership, all which brought us here today. And just to be clear, we're drinking from the county's purified water system. This is not water from the reservoir. All right. 1, 2, 3, cheers.